We are live.
What's up, Whisper Nation? We are here Monday night mocking. We brought Austin back. Austin, welcome on to the little Monday night mock draft madness.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for having us, dude. That's how we do. Yeah. All right. Well, Austin's going to walk us through this one. Johnny and I are going to be drafting. Johnny's on the TFW logo. He'll be drafted from the 2 position. I'm drafting from the 7 position. We've got a 14-team half-point PPR, 15 rounds, and we're just kind of going to wait. I think, right, Johnny? You have some people file into this thing?
Yeah, we're going to wait till this fills up a little bit. We did go out and tweet out the link, so if you want to join in on it, please just go to our Twitter at TF Whispers, and you can definitely join in on this. Big Travis, I don't think your mic is hooked up through your computer. I think it's picking up though.
All right.
I'm not 100% positive, but you sound like really, really loud comparably to what you normally do. How you doing, Austin? You ready to do a little mocking?
I've been mocking at midnight by myself in a dark living room with the whole world going on. Am I ready? Yeah.
Wow, dude. That's a pretty descriptive there. I love that.
You know how ready I am? I'm ready to watch a bunch of strangers and a couple of people that I know dearly. As much as I love you guys, I'm about to watch you mock draft and talk about it. That's how excited I am about mock drafting.
All right.
That's like a whole nother level.
Another dimension.
My mic should be
better
now.
Yeah,
Johnny.
now you're
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds much better.
Now we're cooking with
now.
gas.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I had to get my dogs out of here so apologize on that. Technical difficulties.
It wouldn't be live
never.
YouTube if we didn't.
Never. All right, we need to get some people in here, man. We got to get some people. If you are with us and want to join in on this mock draft, please just go over to our Twitter at TF Whispers. You can get the link there. We will start here shortly if no one enters this, but we should get some people in it. I'm surprised.
You know the people want to be here? You're going to have this brand new Blue Yeti microphone.
Yeah, that thing sounds beautiful.
It sounds so good. It makes my voice, which usually comes across as a mid-pubescent cockatoo, coming through here like Morgan Freeman and
Morgan Freeman has such a nice voice, dude. Such a nice voice.
It's one of those voices, even when impersonators are impersonating it, they sound better than they normally sound.
That's very true. What's up, guys? Hey.
Chelsea in the chat says that we should just give the dogs a spot on the show already. I think that's a good idea.
It wouldn't be bad for us.
They probably wouldn't draft any worse than Johnny. They love my drafts, dude. They would probably take a little bit longer to take Rob Gronkowski than
not. Also, all of a sudden, everyone's been talking about how Rob Gronkowski is a steal in drafts ever since I took him. Unbelievable. Yeah, dude. That's what happens. It happens on the mistake. Yeah, the whisper bump. That's what happens. I'm not even joking. Like I took him. I was super bummed in that mock draft. In that moment, it just ruined me. It ruined my draft. It got in my head, which I don't like happening normally. But then after that, I swear there were like 3 podcasts that came out, and they were all like, Gronk is a steal. And I'm like, oh, make me look good
one of
here.
Too. I was listening to one. I forget which one it was. It was the next morning, though, when they were like, look, I'm not feeling Rob Gronkowski. This guy's been out for a year. He's in a new system. Who really knows what's going on? But I was checking into the Fantasy Whispers mock draft marathon. Game time scooped up Gronk, and now I'm rethinking what I name my child. I'm thinking about naming him Gronk in the 8th.
I'm thinking about naming him Gronk in the 8th.
First name Gronk, middle name in the 8th.
In the 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. I was like, that is super specific and putting way too much emphasis on this one guy's mistaken pick. But that's what they're saying.
Hey, you live and you learn, I guess, huh?
All right. The same draft that that we started off as a non-dynasty and then it was a dynasty, or that was just my mistake?
It was definitely your mistake, but it was, that's exactly what that one was.
No, I don't think that it was Austin's mistake.
Yeah, it was. He thought it wasn't a dynasty startup, and it was.
I don't remember it ever being a dynasty startup until you said it, and then I was like, all right, I'll go with it. It's a dynasty startup.
15 team dynasty
startup. You're the one who makes the draft.
I know, and I said,
how could it have been my fault?
Oh, here we go. We got some people joining in.
Misdirection.
Appreciation. Hey, I'm just greeting the people.
Oh, we got people
I'm just
in here now.
Yeah,
we just got to talk about that.
Of course, we got to let Whisper Nation know that we see them. We appreciate them.
We see you, Tank Force.
Yeah.
We see you, Lando SMS, Lando text messages.
If you are
Landon SMS.
If you are on the live stream, and could you please jam that thumbs up button? It really helps our channel, helps us get out there, as well as let us know how our audio is, please. If we sound great, that would be greatly appreciated. If we need to fix something,
some of it we can't. Some of it we can't fix.
Yeah, some of it we can't fix, like my voice.
But we're gonna do our best to do our best.
All right. Okay, so
the Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
Do we want to get this started? Do we want to just get this mock draft started? You want to wait a couple more minutes? Wait till 7:10. Want to wait till 7:10 and then we'll start this bad boy?
Well,
that's my lucky number.
7:10.
Yeah.
Why 710? Like 710?
That's his credit score.
because 7 + 1 + 0 is 8, and that turns sideways as the infinity symbol, and that's what our universe is.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Has been since I was 7 years old.
And then when he was 8.
Wait, hold on. I get it. I was gonna say, if you came up with that when you were 7 years old, that would be very, very impressive.
He just told you he did.
All right, Jaws is trying to make an account here, so we will wait for you, Jaws.
Well, we'll wait till 7:10, and then you're out.
Wow.
Yeah. Number.
We don't take Austin's favorite number in vain here, dude. His lucky number.
7-11 is my third favorite number, though.
Why is it your third favorite number then?
Because it's not as good as my second favorite number.
Because they have really good slushies at 7-Eleven.
But then QT came onto the scene. QT.
I love me
really,
Quick Trip, man.
Oh man, they really turned things upside down in that slushy game.
Quick Trip is like it tries so much harder than it needs to, and I'm so grateful that it does.
Right? Oh, Jaws made it in.
All right.
Oh, look at Saturday Morning Snap is in here.
Oh,
Mac.
Here we go.
Our boy Mac.
Our boy Mac is in.
Dang, we should have known.
You guys,
he was coming on. We could have got him on camera.
Yeah. It's all right. This is what happens when you have a lot of friends.
On this?
Yes, we can.
Oh man, that would have been fucking sick.
Yeah, dude.
All right,
this is right Whispers After Dark. Is that a monster? That's why he's dropping F-bombs. He's got the monster fucking rolling.
Join in.
Damn, dude. Don't worry. I'm wearing a diaper, though. I won't have to get off stage if it kicks him back.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing we're only doing one. This isn't a full marathon, Austin.
Don't
worry.
It's not
yeah.
Shit, dude.
Our full marathon isn't quite yet. Our full marathon will be a little bit later.
Wait, we're not going for 24 hours right now?
No.
Is it too late to throw up this Adderall?
You're over-prepared.
He's like, I spent so much time gathering all these notes on every single player. He was gonna be like the what's on the Mike and not Mike and Mike anymore, but Trey and Wingo, where he has like information like one-liner on each player.
Unfamiliar with whatever reference you're making right now.
All right. Oh. All right. Now,
all right, we
football.
ready?
Yeah, let's get this going. All right. We're going to get this mock draft started here. Begin draft. Confirm again. This is a 14-team half-point PPR. It is not a dynasty startup. This time.
Christian McCaffrey, first pick off the clock. No surprises there. Followed by Saquon Barkley, taken by Johnny Hicks, representing the TFW account. I'm loving that 2 spot, to be honest. I right now would not have a problem at the number 2 overall because I think Saquon is going to low-key do better than Christian McCaffrey does this year.
So it's crazy because I'm so excited for those early round picks, and normally at this point we know where we're going to be drafting in our league of record or Toltem league of record, and it's killing me knowing that I don't know where we're going to draft from yet, and really wanting one of those front spots.
Yeah, for those in the Listener League or Whisper Nation, we usually do a March Madness tournament, and however well you pick, the outcome gets to inverse order, or you get to decide where you pick then. Because of the Rona, we don't have that, so we don't have our draft order yet, and we're all freaking out.
Yeah.
We're freaking out, man.
Freaking out.
Oh,
wow.
Mr. Holdout himself, Dalvin Cook, third off the board.
Wait.
Hey, Mac did.
Wow, Mac just came in. Mac just came in to sabotage our draft. Unreal, Mac. I can't believe
Rival
you, man.
Podcast, dude, came in. Flipping the whole thing upside down.
Hey, it's okay, though. He took Dalvin Cook. That's okay because the information that came out just a few hours ago, boys, about Dalvin Cook. Did you see this? Yeah, he's
going to play baseball. That's crazy. just holding out for a reasonable offer.
Yeah. I mean, look, dude, maybe try and play a full healthy year, and then you'd have some negotiation tactics here. You'd have some leverage.
Definitely an interesting storyline to pay attention to as the season progresses. We saw Alvin Kamara go off the board at number 4, followed by Ezekiel Elliott. Jaws took Derrick Henry, the big bruiser out of Tennessee, which puts Big Travie on the clock with the 7th overall pick. He's thinking. He's scrolling. And he goes with the first wide receiver off the board, Michael Thomas, Mr. Donation himself as of today.
Yeah, that was
wide receiver out of New Orleans. Josh Jacobs, followed by DeAndre Hopkins, Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams. Ooh, Lamar Jackson, first QB off the board and in the first round at the 12th overall pick, followed by Tyreek Hill. Nick Chubb to close out the first. Julio Jones, first pick in the second round, followed by Joe Mixon, Miles Sanders, Chris Godwin, George Kittle, Patrick Mahomes, Austin Eckler, and back to Big Travie for his second round pick. You trying to do anything specific here, Big Travie? You trying to double up on wide receivers or just best available?
I'm just winging it tonight.
Just winging it.
Patrick Mahomes off the board already, so none of that elite combinations. Yeah, you get thirsty for.
I do.
Desert plant.
He wants to go Travis Kelce here. I already know it. He's heavily thinking about this and saying, "What can I do? Do I go?" He loves that 3 elite. Oh my gosh, he goes Kyler Murray in the second. What is going on?
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm going for a little fun tonight.
Raz McDazzles, followed by Mike Evans, Travis Kelce, the aforementioned, Lando SMS, making his second round pick.
What is
Kyler Murray,
okay,
really
Travis?
Right
there. That is okay. Let's talk about this. You can't just make that pick and then walk off onto the next pick and act like you didn't just.
What, dude? We've talked about Kyler Murray on the show a bunch, Johnny. You literally talk about Kyler Murray every chance you get. I'm surprised you're surprised at this pick. I think Kyler Murray has number 1 overall potential at the position. I needed to take a stab to try and shore up elite, and there weren't elites that I could definitely go with besides Travis Kelce. But there's some tight ends I like later on. And I'm swinging for the fences on Kyler here. I think he's poised. He's ready. They loaded up the offense even more in the offseason. That offensive line should be better. He's poised and ready to do it.
I'm personally excited as a Cardinals fan and just a fan of football in general. We saw after Kyler Murray, Mike Evans, Travis Kelce, Leonard Fournette off the board, followed by Clyde Edwards.
Hilaire. So obviously you could definitely tell that Mac is watching our stuff over there, because in our last episode that we released, we talked about CH ridiculously going in the 7th round somehow, and we're saying that he should creep up. So not surprised there, but this is an easy pick for me, boys. I've been no mistake about it. I'm giving my boy Kenyon Drake here in the 2nd to go, pair with my Saquon Barkley, and that's just beautiful.
Love that Arizona pick. I think him and Clyde Edwards, Hilaire, is going to be sneaking up on those draft boards as the season progresses.
It's pronounced Elaire, I read, like Eclair, but no Claire.
I was just going to ask if it was a Claire.
No, it's close though.
Hilaire. Clyde Edwards, Hilaire.
Like,
got that.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. And then Adam Thielen, Kenny Golladay for the back-to-back. Close out the 2nd, start the 3rd, with Johnny now back on the clock, looking to pair up in the 3rd round, someone with Kenyon Drake and Saquon Barkley. And a really good 2 running back system he's got himself started with over there. On the other side, Big Travie, wide receiver Michael Thomas, and quarterback Kyler Murray. So going 2 different routes. Johnny, A.J. Brown, with your boy. First wide receiver, going to hold down that spot for you in the wide receiver 1.
I love A.J. Brown this year. If you've watched any of our stuff, I pretty much talk about him every single week. And now you actually start seeing his ADP starting to adjust here. Me having to grab him in the 3rd, there would have been no way he would have made it to me in the 4th. And this is right around where he should be going. Guys like Amari Cooper, Cooper Kupp. We did do a face-off between Cooper Kupp and DK Metcalf. So those guys coming off right around here as well. So, but A.J. Brown, love his ceiling. I truly think he could be a top 5 wide receiver, and me grabbing him here in the 3rd, I really, really like that value.
Following that pick was Calvin Ridley, Amari Cooper, Cooper Kupp. Run of 6 receivers in a row, followed by Le'Veon Bell break that run. And Travie sounds like he was hoping to get himself a little of that Le'Veon Bell action.
I did. I wanted to ring the bell there, but to go a different route. Fine.
Fucking sucks, dude.
We're just gonna
do it. Take Melvin Gordon. Do it. Take Melvin Gordon.
No, I'm gonna go Chris Carson.
Yeah.
Look, like Bruce Lee said, you got to be like water, baby.
Have you watched it yet?
I did. It was so good, man.
I'm gonna check it out tonight.
Yeah, I've watched part of it.
I actually liked it so much. I bought an audio book called Striking Thoughts, which is just a bunch of Bruce Lee's philosophy quoted out. So I've been listening to that audiobook too.
After Chris Carson, we saw Melvin Gordon off the board, followed by DK Metcalf, James Conner, David Johnson, Mark Ingram the 2nd, Devin Singletary, and Zach Ertz to close out the 3rd round. Opening the 4th with David Montgomery, followed by Mark Andrews, Kareem Hunt, Keenan Allen, T.Y. Hilton, Todd Gurley the 2nd out of Atlanta now. Tyler Lockett, and back to Big Travie for his 4th round pick to pair up with Chris Carson, Kyler Murray, and Michael Thomas. Darius Geis. The name's so nice, they named him Darius Geis.
Yeah. The pick didn't feel so nice, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
You got to work out that dog stuff before your real mock can come in. But yeah. Allen Robinson the 2nd, Deebo Samuel back to Lando. Text messages, DJ Moore off the board. I like Darius Geis. I liked him last year. I took him in the 5th. He's healthy. It's something.
Yeah, and they got rid of Chris Thompson, so you got to think they'll want to use Geis as an all-around back, but he's just got to stay on the field. I think that's the only issue. You can't draft based on injury. You know, sometimes guys need a couple of years. I'm hoping that's the case.
Play on that one. Deebo Samuel, DJ Moore, Odell Beckham Jr. Johnny went with Juju Smith-Schuster. I've heard you speak a lot that man's name on the show. Closing out the next 2 picks, Raheem Mostert and Robert Woods. Back to Johnny for Terry McLaurin, his boy.
Dude, I'm just like this. We could just stop here right now because I am straight slaying this draft. It is just, it's over. It's over. Give me the championship here. Saquon, Drake, A.J. Brown, Juju, Terry McLaurin. Unbelievable.
It's pretty good. We are still in the 5th round.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's over. It's
Strong
over.
5 positions.
It's over.
It's done. You hear it here first. But even though we're going to keep moving forward, just in case. But I really like those wide receiver combos that you're throwing there. A.J. Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Terry McLaurin, a bunch of guys with very high upside that at the end of the year, am I shocked if one of those 3 guys is ahead of another one? No, not really. I think that could be a really, really strong option. Cortland Sutton, followed by Jonathan Taylor, DJ Shark, and one more pick now before Big Travis is 5th.
Travis, what do you want in here? What are you gonna surprise
I'm
the people
not
with a
saying
wide
anything,
receiver?
dude.
You want a
Jaws
wide
took
receiver?
my last pick. I'm not saying another pick, dude. I'll tell you. You'll know when he's on my.
You didn't
squad.
say Le'Veon Bell. He took him before
I know,
you could
but
even
I was
say it.
obviously I was meditating on it. It
thinking
was
it.
out in the universe. Jaws snatched it right
So
now.
you haven't even thought
I'm not
about
even
it.
thinking about anything, dude.
Wow.
Blank.
Perfect.
See, look, you went Russell Wilson.
Exactly
Gave
what I
you
wanted.
look. You could have said literally anybody because he wasn't going to take. He took Russell Wilson. And took quarterback. You weren't going to take quarterback. Ooh, Marquise Brown. I like it. I like that pick. High upside wide receiver.
Look, I feel like if I'm just gonna swing for it here with Darius Geis and Kyler Murray in the second, we might as well just keep swinging. You know what I'm saying?
And he does. Deshaun Watson following that pick. Stephon Diggs, followed by Marlon Mack, Jarvis Landry, Tyler Boyd for Tank Force, A.J. Green, and Brandon Cooks to close out the 5th. We're going to start the 6th with Michael Gallup, Dak Prescott, and Tank Force. He's now considering who he's taking in the 6th. Hunter Henry is his choice, tight end out of the Los Angeles Chargers, followed by Darren Waller, Devontae Parker, Sony Michel, Evan Ingram, and back to Big Trav before his 6th pick. It was Cam Akers. He wasn't even thinking twice on that. That was queued up, locked, and loaded. He's going to hope that he is the lead back for Sean McVay and the Los Angeles Rams. You confident in Cam Akers being the number 1 over there, Travi?
Yeah, I mean, look, I loved Darrell Henderson last year. It didn't look like Darrell Henderson was ready to be in the NFL. We saw the Rams take significantly more stock after watching Gurley go. They took significantly more draft capital and invested it in Cam Akers. Cam Akers has a history of running behind a very crappy offensive line at Florida State. So if the Rams line doesn't improve, you got a guy in Cam Akers that was majorly elusive in college and should be so in the NFL. He was a walking highlight.
I like it. DeAndre Swift off the board, followed by Kerryon Johnson. Lando Sims took Christian Kirk. And getting close to the end of the 6th now with 3 more picks, 1 before Johnny takes his. Johnny, who are you thinking about right now to go with your 2 running back, 3 wide receiver team you got here through 5 rounds?
Well, Mac and I have like the same exact kind of draft style here. So I'm presuming that he's going to probably draft a running back here. He's probably has the same idea that I have. As far as Will Fuller is definitely a guy that, okay, so yeah, J.K. Dobbins was going to be the running back I was going to be looking at because of the swinging for the fences upside potential, like Travis was talking about. And that's kind of where the Will Fuller idea would be. I wouldn't need him necessarily to be, an every week guy, but if he certainly plays all 16 weeks, like we think that he possibly can do if he doesn't, get injured, then he could be a wide receiver 1 easily. We've seen the upside. DeAndre Hopkins is not there.
Did you just booger the situation? You're like, if he plays all 16 games, then he will have played a season where he's not injured, and that's what we think he could do if he doesn't get injured.
Yeah, possibly, because I'm trying to read my, trying to see what guy I want.
Trying to read the big board.
Look here, Johnny.
I'm just
this
gonna
man
do
here is
it.
going to be on the football field, which makes him a football player.
Love that pick. Love that pick.
Will Fuller. I do love that upside on this one. Deshaun Watson's going to be chucking it. Brandon Cooks is out of the picture. Will Fuller's got that burner speed and all the makings to be a wide receiver 1. Damian Williams and Rob Gronkowski are off the board. That puts us in the
Rob
7th
right before
round.
Johnny could take him.
Just
Stealing
right.
Uh,
I like it. I like
that
it. I
is
am
funny.
just.
Some risky people in these 6th round here. We see J.K. Dobbins, we see Damian Williams, we see Kerryon Johnson and DeAndre Swift. A lot of people being taken who are dice rolls. I mean, DeAndre Swift and Kerryon Johnson, one of them is going to be a guy you're glad you have more than the other guy. J.K. Dobbins and Mark Ingram, same situation. Damian Williams, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, another one.
Man, it just makes me want an Eclair every time you say.
Matt Breida, my Miami running back, probably.
Yeah. No, I'm not absolutely in love with that pick.
You can tell by your face after you did it.
I can tell by the pick.
It's not. It's not excitement. Listen, Matt Breida is a player that we've seen be really, really efficient. He's a dog. He will scrap. He will stay on the field. You like that. He goes to Miami, gets traded there. They give up draft capital to acquire him. There's a potential where Matt Breida is a nice RB2. I just needed an RB stab at this point, and I didn't really like anything else that was going.
Dude, I got to say about Matt Breida and that toughness dog he's got in him. Remember the Hard Knocks episode last year with the Browns and Jarvis Landry and his famous contagious speech?
Yeah,
you got to keep practicing.
Yeah.
You break your leg, you keep practicing. And that video of the guy in the cast still catching routes, that is Matt Breida.
Matt Breida was watching that, dude. He's like, I need to do that.
He was watching Jarvis Landry put that skit together and be like, why is he looking like a bitch right now? Of course he would do those things.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lil Gumper. It is not Mock Draft Mania in June. I need to change. I will be changing the cover of this YouTube thumbnail. It was just a mock draft.
Dude,
We wanted to
fool Whisper Nation, dude.
Yeah, I know. Nothing gets by him. We appreciate the attention to detail there. But next week, we just decided to jump on the mic. We got Austin a new mic, and we just wanted to test it out. So we're like, why not jump on a mock draft?
This one.
Yeah. So it was a last minute kind of put together as far as a mock draft. So, but I think we're going to do this again. At least I hope so. I want to do it again. Next week. So make sure you're following us on Twitter, on Instagram. We will be putting out things in our story, letting you know about these kind of spur of the moment kind of stuff.
You know I'm down. You can't give me a shiny new toy and not want me to use it. I'm like a U.S. Police Department over here. Give me a new toy and I'm going to use it. We saw CeeDee Lamb taken off the board, followed by Aaron Rodgers, Julian Edelman. Big Travie went with Emmanuel Sanders, followed by Marvin
I just
Jones.
wanted to make sure I got every single New Orleans Saint wide receiver I could in this draft.
Actually love that. I love that insurance policy there, man. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Marvin Jones, followed by Ronald Jones, followed by Josh Allen, Phillip Lindsay, Mecole Hardman, Tevin Coleman.
I knew you were going to do that. You dirty little savage, you. I knew you were going to take Hayden Hurst because I revealed him to you, and then all of a sudden, Big Travie, just every single mock draft now, takes Hayden Hurst.
Leading up to that pick was Latavius Murray, Darius Slayton, Deontay Johnson, Matt Ryan, Mike Williams, Carson Wentz, Josh Allen, Hayden Hurst, taken by Big Travie in his 8th round selection, James White, Tom Brady. Landon's up next in the 8th round, and Johnny will be next. Travie, I've heard you talk a lot about Hayden Hurst, man. You think he's going to fill into that Austin Hooper role?
Oh, don't you even?
Hurst, man.
Oh, my
God. They traded for Hayden Hurst, and Austin Hooper was a tight end number 6 last year. So Hayden Hurst should be able to slide right into that same kind of target load.
And he was the number 1 tight end before he got hurt because he's my dynasty tight end. And you always know these things about your dope players on your dynasty.
And that's it, dude. Look, it was never really about as good as Austin Hooper was. I think Austin Hooper is a fine talent. I think it's really about the opportunity there in Atlanta. And we know that they've gone like 5 straight years being in the top 5 in pass attempts with Matt Ryan at the helm. And they're probably going to continue to do that, even with Todd Gurley coming to town. So I like Hayden Hurst here. I think he's a good opportunity to soak up targets in the middle of the field. In the 8th round,
Johnny went with Jordan Howard. I love that, Johnny. I like this. Makes the Matt Breida pick to me so much better. Get that locked up.
So I promise this is what my plan was the whole time. That's why I was so nervous about it, because I didn't just like the fact I got Breida. I was like, if I only get Breida and somebody takes Jordan Howard, I will feel so disgusting right now.
Shout out to Mac who got Madison here.
Yeah, that was
I was looking at Madison last round, but
Yeah, especially with the auto pick of Dalvin Cook. I wonder if he'd wanted that one or he's just rolling with the punches and
I think
staying
that's a
like
good
water.
spot for Madison if you're like talking about James Conner
Yeah.
a couple years ago with Le'Veon Bell. Like you want to maybe take a stab at Madison in a couple drafts, especially at that kind of value. If he could end up taking over for however long the holdout is. Or last year's Austin Eckler. You look at Austin Eckler last year with Melvin Gordon holding out.
Very well could be. Baker Mayfield closed out the 8th round. Darrell Henderson Jr., the other running back from the Rams, started off the 9th, followed by Duke Johnson. That was Johnny's pick in the 9th. Scat backup running back for the Houston Texans. Going to be backing up David Johnson this year now, probably.
Yeah. So I'm coming around a little bit more and more on Duke Johnson. I'm not quite sure where his draft value should be, so that's why I took him here in the 9th just to get a gauge at what kind of would look like taking him here, if that makes any sense. But Duke Johnson, listen, we know that there is a ton of vacated targets, over 150 vacated targets with Hopkins going out. We know what we've seen from DJ over the last couple of years. Now, I am a big fan, and so is Travis, that we do think that David Johnson will bounce back, from what the previous 2 years have looked like. We do think he'll get back to more of like an RB2. But listen, if he can't get there, or if anything were to happen, Duke Johnson immediately comes to that role. And we've seen Duke Johnson in small spurts be very, very efficient, and he's been known to be one of the best pass catchers out of the backfield. So he definitely has the potential to be a league winner if given the opportunity. Now, I'm not saying that I don't think Duke Johnson or David Johnson will not be good. I think he will be, but I'm just saying this is the upside pick that I like here.
And after that Duke Johnson pick, Justin Jefferson off the board, followed by Chase Edmonds, Austin Hooper, Jared Cook, Big Travie went Zach Moss. Then Noah Fant, Tyler Higbee, the 49ers defense, first one off the board. Also got him in Dynasty. Hello. Daniel Jones, Tony Pollard, Matthew Stafford, Buffalo Bills defense to close out the 9th. Starting off the 10th round with Sterling Shepard, Alshon Jeffrey. Tank Force took Jalen Reagor, followed by Sammy Watkins, Henry Ruggs III, the Patriots defense, Pittsburgh Steelers defense, and Big Travie now in the 10th round pick. Trying to get in that territory now where you've got backup wide receivers, maybe you get upside rookies. We've seen 4 defenses go off the board now. Alan Lazard, like him there. So far, number wide receiver 2 for the Packers, 6'5", 24-year-old. High praise coming out this offseason, followed by the Baltimore Ravens defense.
Rodgers is usually hyping somebody up every offseason. For a lot of years, it was Jermichael Finley. Last year, it was Marquez Valdez-Scantling. This year, it happens to be Alan Lazard after Lazard came in off the practice squad, so to speak, and came in and lit things up on a Monday night for him. So Lazard could be in line for some great work in that offense. They didn't draft anybody. We all know that.
I know Rodgers loved that, but they working him up from the practice squad or wherever they are. Jamison Crowder, followed by Mike Gillespie, and M Stout 23 is gearing up for his pick, which is right before Johnny's, who's taken 3 running backs in a row. What's on your mind right now, Johnny?
That I'm about to destroy these next 2 picks and walk away from this draft being like I'm the champ, because that's what's going to happen. And I know you guys are going to believe it after you see my next 2 picks, because they are just, I know that both of you are going to like them. I already know it. And I know Whisper Nation's going to like it. And you see these people just
Goddard got taken, though.
Huh?
Dallas Goedert got taken. Backup tight end.
Yeah,
remember?
that's perfect. That's perfect, because it allows me to get these guys that I'm telling you are just going to be tremendous values, Whisper Nation, come this next season. It's just like
next season.
No. Yeah, and then watch this. This is just how it's just like taking candy from a baby right now. Rashad Perriman in the 11th? Yeah. Come on now. No, I'm not. I'm just playing to the draft, and it's just coming to me, and it's just I listen. Rashad Perriman,
Listen, you better take a tight end or a quarterback soon.
Hey, don't you worry about me.
That Brashad Perriman finishes the year with more fantasy points than Christian Kirk.
Whoa, that's a bold statement there, Cotton.
You're gonna put some cheddar on that?
First of all,
I just said I put $50 down.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I said I'll put $50 down that Brashad Perriman is going to finish the year with more points than Christian Kirk.
That's between you two. You two have those two players. I don't have those two players.
You said my boy Brashad Perriman taken, followed by Jared Goff, Antonio Gibson, Tariq Cohen, Preston Williams, and Big Travie right now. Just pissed off that he can't get Brashad Perriman.
Yeah, he's so mad right now because he's looking at my team and he's like, oh man, Johnny's killing it.
That's funny.
We got some stuff coming out from Whisper Nation here. Lando says, I'll bet you that 0 chance that happens. So Lando is wanting to jump in on that bet against you, Austin. We
don't even know if you're a Russian bot or not. How are you gonna pay us, dude? You could be are you even real?
Oh, he said, oh, okay. I guess Lando does say you do have to turn it around. I thought it was, yeah, Lando. Off. Yeah, I guess you do turn it around the other way. Lando said that you turn the Yeti around the other way, Austin.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
Okay. A.J. Dillon taken by Big Travie, rookie running back from the Packers.
No, that you should right now.
Why?
No, because that's, I guess, how you talk into it. That's actually how
I'm talking into it like this right now. Golden Tate, T.J. Hawkinson, Drew Lock, Robbie Anderson, Denzel Mims, Justin Tucker, Jimmy Garoppolo. Starting off the 12th with Michael Pittman Jr. and N'Keal Harry, the Washington Redskins.
Oh, it's Lando from Snap. Landon from Snap.
Oh,
Justin Jackson, Tyrell Williams, Harrison Butker, Kirk Cousins.
Oh, that's why he chose pick 3. Or pick 4. I got you. Sorry, buddy. We appreciate you over there. He's just trying to. So yeah, I guess. You tilted away from you. I'm sorry. I'm not used to the Yeti one. We have the Rode Procasters.
I'm glad it's working well enough that he could hear me say Brashad Perriman's going to do better than Christian Kirk this year.
He was ready to take the bet.
Yeah.
The bait and
the
bet.
So Landon, so now hey, that's a good, Landon's really willing to do it.
You know, this is even a horrible bet for me because I should get fat odds on this one. It's just not even a good bet considering of where they're currently stacked right now. This should at least be 2 or 3 to 1 odds. I'm so confident about it, I don't care.
Oh,
doesn't care.
He doesn't.
I'll take $50.
Well, I'm willing to bet Hunter Renfrow gets more points than all of them, dude. I'm just kidding. I'm not willing.
Who's Hunter Renfrow?
Exactly.
I do like Hunter Renfrow.
That's the 40-year-old wide receiver on the 40-year-old, 20-year-old wide receiver on the Raiders.
Following the Tyrell Williams pick, it was Harrison Butker, Kirk Cousins, and then Big Travie taking Curtis Samuel, wide receiver 2 out of Carolina, followed by Ryan Tannehill. The Rams defense back to Lando Snaps. Is that what we're calling it? Is that what we said? Lando SMS?
Yeah, so SMS is Saturday morning snap.
Saturday morning smack, like that. Smack, like smack talk?
Snap, like snap your finger. Do your step. You can do it all by yourself.
Like, I just made $50, like.
Oh, exactly.
Hey, Christian Kirk does better. That means my Cardinals are doing great too. So win. There we go. So 12th round, is there anything when you start getting here, is there any strategy that starts coming to mind for you guys? Is there any, are you just still looking for best available? Or are you starting now to lock up your handcuffs? Any particular positions you're aiming for in these deeper rounds?
Handcuffs is a good strategy if you're feeling a particularly weak or not even weak, but like you've got a shaky running back that you want to kind of handcuff. Like in Johnny's case, I like what he did, like you talked about there. Make sure you lock up that Miami backfield. I think that was a good strategy. But I like to stack a bunch of different lottery tickets here, guys that could potentially lead to a much larger role if something were to happen to the guy ahead of him. That's usually the strategy here. You could sacrifice one or two of those in order to maybe get like a for sure defense or kicker here. Any advantage now when you're stretching these teams out to from 12 to 14, any advantage you can get on a week-to-week basis is one you want.
That's a good point, too. We've got a 14-team league here that we're dealing with, so it's going to get a little thin.
Yeah.
It's going to get a little hungry.
Oh, yeah. Thin like Thin Mint.
So Paris Campbell was taken. Johnny went with Teddy Bridgewater, quarterback out of Carolina. That's his first quarterback now. Jamal Williams and Will Lutz started off the 13th round. Back to Johnny now for his 13th round pick. Teddy Bridgewater, interesting choice.
Yeah, so Teddy Bridgewater might be a little bit of a shocker there. I mean, I do like some other quarterbacks a little bit more than, that would typically, like a lot of these teams took 2 quarterbacks. Most teams don't. But if I'm this late, I'm going to wait on quarterback. And Teddy Bridgewater, listen, he has the easiest fantasy football schedule of any quarterback. He's going to an offensive scheme that he is already comfortable with because he knows the offensive or he knows the head coach. He knows the offensive scheme there. And so he should come in and pick it up really quickly. You like the weapons he has around him. So, I mean, if I'm having to wait on quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater, I could just stream the position. So, I like Teddy Bridgewater.
He played really well in New Orleans last year.
Yeah.
Really well. Nyheim Hines, then, for your 13th round pick.
Yeah, so just... Yeah, a half-point PPR league. Give me Nyheim Hines. He's going to get a lot of dump-offs in that offense, or at least he's projected to. So a guy that we've seen be pretty consistent at the wide receiver, receiving out of the backfield, and now he gets a quarterback that really does like to do a lot of dump-offs. So
Phillip Rivers really likes to get those positions involved, huh? Brandon Ayuk, followed by Jonnu Smith, Greg Zuerlein, Rashad Penny. Big Travie takes Josh Reynolds, rookie wide receiver out of the Rams. Carlos Hyde, followed by D.D. Westbrook. Zane Gonzalez, Chargers defense. Back to Tank Force, who takes Deshaun Jackson in the 13th. Minnesota Vikings off the board. Eric Ebron to close out the 13th, starting the 14th with Robbie Gould, followed by Jack Doyle, Anthony McFarland Jr.,
that was a good pick.
Matt Prater, James Washington, Corey Davis, Jake Elliott, Big Travis selects Adrian Peterson. Get that handcuff over there for Darius Geis. Boston Scott and John Ross are off the board, setting up Lando Saturday morning snaps.
Yeah. I will say with his last pick, I do like the Jonnu Smith. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of tight end options here because Big Travie likes to take all of the ones, I reveal to him each and every single year. Last year was Mark Andrews and what happened, he blew up. This year, one of them is Hayden Hurst. That is a wonderful pick near the end of drafts. Jonnu Smith is another guy who I really, really like as a breakout potential at the tight end position if you're waiting on tight end. If you don't get one of the very first tight ends, you want to wait to be the last one. Give me a guy like Jonnu Smith who we've seen, be really, really good with Ryan Tannehill. So I do like Jonnu Smith, but since he is not here either, I'm going to go with my other guy that I do think has a very, very high upside and a lot of potential, and we've seen him and do pretty well and be targeted quite consistently, and that's Blake Jarwin, tight end for the Dallas Cowboys. We know that he will be the starting tight end now, because Jason Witten now is with the Las Vegas Raiders. And that's all I got to say about that.
We know he'll be a starter, so we got that going for us.
In that conversation, I want to throw in a name that's not getting a lot of attention, but we've seen this guy be able to handle some volume when his fingers work, and that's Jack Doyle, who's going to be that tight end for Phillip Rivers now, who has had a pretty good relationship with his tight end his entire career. Whether that is more recently Hunter Henry or the legend before that. So legendary, I can't remember his name.
Antonio Gates.
Thank you. Yeah, so
Yeah, I that's a great point. And if you're talking, Rivers is getting up there in age, and if he's going to decline, what's an easy throw? Usually the tight end. You're going to, especially baby hands Doyle, like that.
Broncos defense taken, Kansas City Chiefs taken, Lando Saturday morning snaps making his final pick. T. Higgins, rookie wide receiver out of Cincinnati. Miles Boykin off the board. Jaws is setting up for the pick before Travis. I have no idea who Travis is going to take. This is going to be
Shock the world, dude.
Dan Bailey. Kicker out of Minnesota, followed by Cole Beasley, Randall Cobb, Jalen Samuels, Royce Freeman, Tank Force. He's thinking about his final pick. Chris Herndon, Chris Conley, and Ito Smith.
I do like Chris Herndon as well. That's a nice little
yeah.
deep stash there. I don't like him as much as he would be fourth on that deep stash tight end.
I want to give a big shout out to both the guys from Saturday Morning Snap. If you guys aren't following them on YouTube, please get over there and follow them. They do some great content.
Follow them.
They're our boys based out of Canada, the neighbor to the north. Our boys are giving us that fresh content all year long. So thanks, Mac and Landon, for joining us, guys. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mac and Landon.
Wow,
Mac.
Mac put on our live stream. He said that give me Paris Campbell outscoring Perriman this year. That's
I got Paris Campbell on my dynasty team too, so that would be awesome.
Hey, that's a
that
bold.
Would be awesome.
I do like Paris Campbell.
Paris Campbell and Rashard Perriman outscore Christian Kirk this year. That's gonna be great.
No problem.
I do not think Paris Campbell will, but I would love that.
Douglas said, thanks for doing the mock draft. It was fun. We appreciate you, Douglas. Thank you for jumping on here. Again, we will do this again next Monday night. We will give more notice next time. So appreciate you guys jumping on here. Probably do another 14-teamer for next one. But we'll see. All right, you guys have any last words?
No, I think, you went from just a really good team here, Johnny, to just completely.
Do you want to do a rundown of my team? Actually, we probably should do a quick rundown real quick one more time of our team. I'll put this on the podcast. We'll put this out on a podcast. So I'll talk about my team, and then Travis could talk about his team because he's already trying to diss me, even though
my team speaks for itself, dude.
It's
better than yours.
Well, I had the number 102. I had the 102. And we're starting to get some team ranks in here. People want team ranks, so we'll run down those real quick. So starting with mine at the 102, I went Saquon, Kenyon Drake in the second round. Then I went 4 straight wide receivers with A.J. Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Terry McLaurin, Will Fuller. And then I grabbed Matt Breida and Jordan Howard in back-to-back in the 7th and 8th to shore up the Miami Dolphins backfield. And then I took Duke Johnson in the 9th, followed by Anthony Miller and Brashad Perriman in the 10th and 11th round. My quarterback is Teddy Bridgewater, Naheem Hines in the 13th, Blake Jarwin in the 14th, and Denver Broncos defense in the 15th. All right. We'll go over
really
your team, Travis, that if you really think that it's better than mine.
Really solid squad. I don't know if it is better. My team's better, but we'll see. Anyways, I did Michael Thomas with my first pick. Then I went Kyler Murray. Just wanted to kind of stack some real heavy hitters off the bat.
I like the bold. I like you being bold.
Hey man, had to go for it here. Chris Carson, Darius Geis, a couple violent runners who have some injury history. Let's hope they make their last stand this year or in this fake scenario. Marquise Brown. Only if I end up drafting them in real life.
Yeah.
That's when I care that they're healthy. So take that back. I do care if they're healthy. They should stay healthy. Marquise Brown. Then Cam Akers. I really thought I did a good job here grabbing my third running back. Akers was a nice little value in the 6th. I think he's going to end up the guy there in L.A. Emmanuel Sanders, then Hayden Hurst. Johnny was just so jealous of that pick. It was not even funny. Started calling me names, accusing me of things that aren't accurate. They're just falsely based claims. Zach Moss. Look, dude, Zach Moss, I think people are sleeping on. I think he's going to get that Frank Gore role, which is a lot of touchdown opportunity in Buffalo. Alan Lazard, another guy people need to be talking about, as could be a really nice steal in drafts as the number 2 wide receiver in Green Bay. AJ Dillon, this guy is basically Derrick Henry 2.0. Really big, really fast, really physical. Is going to be a much better version of Jamal Williams and spells probably some trouble for Aaron Jones, unfortunately, as much as I like Aaron Jones. Curtis Samuel, wasn't too thrilled about that one. Josh Reynolds, though, Sean McVay did say about Josh Reynolds that they only did the Brandon Cooks deal because of the confidence they have in Josh Reynolds. So he's pretty confident in Josh Reynolds to step up this year. Adrian Peterson was a insurance pick for Darius Geis, who Adrian Peterson's getting a lot of love from his coaching staff in Washington too. And how could he not? He's basically made of steel. He's like Wolverine. So yeah, I think my team, as far as a starting roster, is pretty solid. But Johnny's got some real good depth here. If we're going face to face, like Johnny's team's probably a little more stacked, a little more depth than mine. But I'd give my team any chance any week to beat his for sure.
Well, yeah, you got the high upside of Kyler Murray, who's going to be the number 1 quarterback in fantasy. So
yeah,
we've seen what quarterbacks can do in this league.
Why don't Austin? You want to? Have you been checking out any of these other teams? You got a team you want to?
Yeah, you want to highlight a team. You want to give them a team grade. Doesn't have to be ours. It'll just be.
Yeah, I'm looking over these ones right now. I'm trying to take a look at who's, from my lens and the way I would look at teams, of which squad right now is that top one. I really like Jaws's team over here. I think it's got a lot of solid people in solid roles. I mean, Le'Veon Bell locked in that 1 receiver 1. Mike Evans, I'd love to take Mike Evans after Chris Godwin. I mean, you can get Mike Evans after Chris Godwin any draft. I think that's just fine. You toss a coin to which one's going to do better, in my opinion. And I'm still thinking Mike Evans is going to do better than Chris Godwin. But we'll see. Le'Veon Bell like that. Allen Robinson, good spot. Russell Wilson, lock for a top 6, about as much as you can get. DeAndre Swift, who's getting that love, could be good over there, but I don't trust Matt Patricia any further than I can throw him. Julian Edelman, be pretty good there.
Big guy, dude. I don't know if you'd be throwing Matt Patricia anywhere.
I don't either, man. I'm under 150 pounds now. I couldn't leverage that, even if I lift with my legs. It's not going to happen. But I really got to give it up for on this one, and I don't want to.
Landon.
Oh no, it's you, John.
Oh.
No, let me hit Landon's though. Landon actually, Alvin Kamara.
Why don't we do this? Yeah, like we've got Mac and Landon went back to back. They're both from Saturday Morning Snaps.
Yeah, so we'll
work through those and give us who you think won on the SMS podcast.
Between Lando Saturday Morning Snaps and M Stout.
Yeah.
Yeah, M Tout. Yeah, 23
okay, sure.
there.
We got kind of similar drafting styles on this one. We've got M Tout going with Dalvin Cook, Clyde Edwards, Hilaire, Calvin Ridley, Odell Beckham, Cortland Sutton, J.K. Dobbins, Jerry Jeudy, Alexander Mattison, Justin Jefferson, Dallas Goedert, Jared Goff, quarterback. Okay. And then for Saturday Morning Snaps, Alvin Kamara, Leonard Fournette, Amari Cooper, DJ Moore, Jonathan Taylor, Christian Kirk, CeeDee Lamb, Noshawn Vaughn, Chase Edmonds, Mike Gesicki, Antonio Gibson, Phillip Rivers. Okay. Close on these ones. I would have liked M. Tout's team more if he would have snagged Damian Williams there instead of J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins, it could be really nice, but it could also be kind of irrelevant.
We're probably a year away, maybe there's a real big chance a year or even more away from that.
Gus Edwards doesn't suck, and Mark Ingram is still the guy.
Yeah.
I love him in Dynasty, but it's just not there. And Clyde should be the guy, but Damian Williams has the role right now. So there's a world where Clyde and JK are bench players, and he has 2 of them in the top 6 rounds. So that could be a tough one there. High ceiling, but a low floor. And love him getting Dalvin Cook and Alexander Mattison just to lock up that run-heavy system. Jerry Jeudy should be okay, but he's going to be behind Cortland Sutton, which he also has. So probably a run-heavy team, but he's got both wide receiver options over there. One of them is going to be good. Odell Beckham should come back. Calvin Ridley's a really strong wide receiver 2 over in Atlanta. Not as good as Amari Cooper, though, who's at wide receiver 1. DJ Moore, I like the consistency more than Odell Beckham in Lando Saturday Morning Snaps. If we're taking, between J.K. Dobbins and Jonathan Taylor, I know Taylor went around before, but I think he's got a much better shot of being productive right off the bat than Dobbins does. I like Christian Kirk more than I like Courtland Sutton. I like CeeDee Lamb more than, well, I'm going to give this one over to Lando Saturday morning snaps just because of the locked-in top 2 picks and receivers that he's got. I think his starting lineup is more solid. I do think that M. Tout's got a little more upside, but just barely, but a much lower floor. So I got to give it up to Lando SMS on this one.
All right. Landon taking it home for Saturday morning snap. Johnny taking it home for the Fantasy Whispers.
All right.
And we took it home for all you guys on this mock draft. Not quite mania, but a little maniac.
Jaws is saying he's hoping to get Dobbins at the 105 in a rookie draft, likely picking between Swift or Lamb. Who would you rather have? Now, I have both of them on my team, so I can't choose between those two. Who would you?
No rookie?
Yeah, it's a rookie. I would generally go with the side of a rookie running back. I would rather probably have Swift over CeeDee Lamb. Just because in Dynasty, those running backs are harder.
Swift or Dobbins? Well, to me, it doesn't actually matter.
I would take Dobbins over Swift, but
no, I'm sorry.
No. Would you go Swift or would you go CeeDee Lamb?
Oh, I'm probably biased. I would probably go Lamb. I love Swift's talent, but I just can't trust Detroit to screw up another running back.
I hear Travis's point on that one. I'm still taking DeAndre Swift, though, because CeeDee Lamb right now is behind 2 very good and young wide receivers as is. If this all goes perfectly to Jerry Jones's plan, CeeDee Lamb is going to be a really good wide receiver, too, behind Amari Cooper for a long time, and they don't even end up re-signing
I think that they're gonna let go. I think that they would rather have Michael Gallup and CeeDee Lamb over Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb.
Maybe, but still got a couple of years on that deal.
They're only locked up through next year, though. That's the reality of that contract is they're only actually locked up through next year, and then they can completely cut that contract and not owe him anything. And so now you're going and you can get Michael Gallup, who in stat wise is very, very efficient. He's not as good as Amari Cooper, but he's super, super efficient. And so now you don't have to pay him as much as Amari Cooper, and you can now have Gallup and CeeDee Lamb and ship out Amari Cooper. There's a lot now. They could certainly go the route that you're talking for sure. That is not out of the realm of possibilities at all. Another route is, like I talked about, it will be interesting, and I think you're right. You don't know exactly what that route is going to produce, and so, like you said, yeah, I generally lean, especially in dynasties, if you have an early pick like that, go with the running back just because running backs are harder to come by, especially in dynasty.
Yeah, I would just sum it up saying I think it's more likely that Swift is the top player at that position than CeeDee Lamb is the top player at his position. I think Swift gets it before CeeDee Lamb.
Jaws, the short answer here is screw them both and get Dobbins, like you're planning to do. That's the answer here. That's who I got in our Dynasty rookie draft, and I'm going to be pretty happy, I hope.
That's true. I hope.
All right.
Well,
thanks again, everybody who joined. We really appreciate it. As always, we'll be doing this next Monday. You guys have a great night. For Austin Sear, Johnny Game Time Hicks, I'm Big Travie. We're the Fantasy Whisperers. We're out. Peace.
Awesome.